First of all, it's simple. You have to find your passion.
Years ago, I started putting out videos online already, like about 7, 8 years ago. I had my channel and I was doing video things as well, similar types of videos that I'm doing today. But I was also traumatized by that experience because certain videos that I did, for example, got a lot of attention as well.
Negative?
And
Attention.
both negative and positive.
Okay.
But I just felt like I couldn't really handle that kind of pressure, right? It's just that I feel like once you put yourself out there, once you're online, there's no way back.
Yeah.
For example, if you just wing it and you might make some mistakes or you might say something that's incorrect, you're likely to be the subject of people's attack a lot of times. So I wasn't prepared for that, even though I didn't really receive a lot of negative comments and stuff. But I could see how like that was going to affect me. If I were to receive a lot of negative comments or attention, and that's not the lifestyle that I wanted at the time. But I think people are always changing. At one point, I thought to myself, I don't want to have any regrets in life. If this is something that I want to do, if I want to do videos and I want to spread some messages or whatever, I want to talk about something that I'm passionate about, which happens to be language and learning, I would regret not putting myself out there and not having that project done, when I'm still capable of doing that, when I'm still young. For me, the biggest fear that I have in life is to have regret and live my entire life not doing the things that I want to do, not staying true to myself. And then 40 years later, 50 years later, I'm an old man looking back and I'll be thinking, what would happen if I had done this? What would happen if I had done that, right? What if I did this project when I was in my 20s? Or what if I did this project when I was in my 30s, right? I don't want to waste my life away. If I were to live my life in fear all the time, I wouldn't be able to achieve anything. I wouldn't be happy. Sometimes, there are moments that you don't enjoy what you're doing because there are people that try to attack you. There are people that say certain things that kind of discourage you, whatever. There are people that don't support you. But I think at the end of the day, you need to have a strong frame, within yourself. You need to know exactly what you want to do, and you need to be happy with yourself and stay true to yourself. And that's what makes you most fulfilled in life, right? And so, yeah, that's basically my thought on regrets and the fear that I used to have, I guess, which is not exactly a fear anymore. It's like this river is really long, right? It's really hard to cross it. But once you cross it, if you get to the other end, you realize that it's actually okay because you experience the fear. Once you go through that, the best way to get over your fear is to actually go through it, right? Once you go through it, you're like, wow, it was actually okay.
Nothing to worry about, right?
Nothing to worry about. It's like
fear is there.
It's all in there, right? It's like doing roller coaster. Before you jump on it, you're like, wow, I'm so scared of doing that. I've never done this before. But once you've done that, you're on the other side of it. You're like, wow, this was actually really fun. It was actually okay. So that's kind of how I perceive this.
Well, I'm slightly different. I see the roller coaster and go, yeah, must do it.
You must do it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Life kind of follows this zigzag pattern. You will experience like emotional roller coaster at times.
But that goes back to having plan, having goals, right?
Yeah.
And if you plan, I'm not saying you plan every step of your life, but you should have some sort of path that you know you need to follow. Yeah, and passion. And we don't spend enough time trying to identify our passion. Lots of people. The first thing I do with my students is the entrepreneurial students. I make them make two lists. The first list is what are you good at? The second list is what do you enjoy? It can be anything: singing, dancing, drinking, fighting, swimming, sleeping, eating, creative thinking. And what I say is what's on list 1 and what's on list 2. You group them together, focus on something that you enjoy and you're good at. And if you can get paid for something you enjoy and you're good at, life is easy, right? There's less fear, less chance of regret. So I always do that. I have a plan, a rough plan for everything. And I try to follow that plan. And if the plan is good, you will know that you have to build some what if this happens, what if that happens, right? In the old consultancy days we called it what if analysis, right? So we would do that, and then you need to think about how to work around those, right? So and that will help you manage your plan, manage your life, manage the risk of regret. There are things I regret, but they don't keep me awake at night. But like you, I tell my kids to live their life as it's a movie and they're the star or director, and I'm the same. When I close my eyes, I just want to know one thing, that I was loved and I done my best for those I care about. That's all. That's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
now. And I done some crazy shit when I was young. Crazy shit I don't want to talk about, but I don't regret it. I did after I done it, but now so what? It's experience. It's not a big thing anymore. No one cares. Nobody knows. I
Yeah.
don't think about it. And fear, I've never been scared. Even my public speaking, I am anxious a little. I breathe, but preparation and practice reduces fear,
Yeah,
right? In anything.
exactly.
Planning reduces fear,
I
right?
mean, a lot of entrepreneurs, for example, do actually take risks, but not any kinds of risks. Not, it's not like
They manage
you're
those risks.
extremely, yeah, it's not like you're extremely audacious that you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
do all these very risky things, but rather
yeah.
you take
Yeah,
calculated
yeah.
risks.
I saw this once, and I got it made into a T-shirt,
Hmm.
right? Um, Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. So many people are in a job they don't like, but they're comfortable. They're in a home they don't like, but they're comfortable. They're in a relationship they don't like, but they're comfortable.
Yeah,
And comfort is progress's number one enemy.
that's how you become a hamster on a wheel,
Yeah,
going
yeah, yeah,
nowhere in life,
exactly.
right?
If you take a risk, the reward is worth it.
Yeah,
But you must plan that risk. I would never put my family's future.
on the line.
But saying that, my family would say I have. Going to China was a big risk, and getting caught out there in the COVID crisis and things was a risk. And it was hell for a year when I was in quarantine and they were here,
Yeah, yeah,
right? But it's gone now. It's like it
yeah.
was what it was, or it is what it is. Just, I've also got this on a t-shirt. Just fucking do it.
I always tell this to my students as well, because I feel like there's no good or bad experience in life. They're just experiences
Yeah,
in the sense
learning.
that you
People
learn
say
something.
learning. Yeah,
You
yeah,
learn
yeah,
something from every bad experience,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I think the epiphany that I had was that if I was always scared of doing the things that I wanted to do, and if I was always scared of pursuing certain goals that I wanted to pursue, I would limit myself a lot. I would put myself in a cage, right? I feel like it's very important to get out of your comfort zone and actually
Yeah,
go out there and pursue the things that you want to pursue
yeah.
because life is short.
Comfort kills. Comfort
Yeah,
kills. It will make you lazy. It will make you weak. It
yeah,
will. You need to be inspired. You need to be motivated. You know, you are energy. We are all made up of energy, right?
hmm,
Energy needs that spark, that ignition, and every now and then that energy will go down. So it's important for you to go back up. So you need to find something that will
yeah.
reignite your energy. Yeah.
It all comes down to mindset in the sense that some people actually want to challenge themselves all the time because they're addicted to that kind of adrenaline. The challenge gives them the adrenaline,
Yeah.
and but it also comes down to habits because if you're used to doing that, if you're used to challenging yourself, if you're used to getting out of your comfort zone, you'll be more likely to
Yeah.
do that because you know what's waiting for you out there. You know the kind of positive reward you're gonna
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
You know that it's going to be thrilling for you
Mm,
throughout the journey,
mm,
but at the end of the day, you will get something positive out of it.
yeah.
But if you never get out of your comfort zone, even once,
Yeah.
you don't know how it feels. You don't experience the thrill. You don't experience, the
Yeah.
reward at the end of the journey,
Yeah.
right? So I feel like it's important to start taking actions.
Yeah.
So for me, I wanted to talk about language learning and
Mm,
life in general through my channel
mm.
because I think I was able to kind of get out of my comfort zone.